Moon Comes Without Pledge, the unspoken bond of Cha Eun-woo and Moon Ga-young. In the world of Korean drama and entertainment, there are stories that transcend scripts, sets, and the mere mechanics of acting. Some stories unfold not only on the screen but also in the quiet glances, the lingering smiles, and the mutual respect that two individuals share behind the cameras. Among the many pairings that have stirred curiosity, one duo stands out with an enigmatic charm: Cha Eun-woo and Moon Ga-young. The phrase "moon comes without pledge" captures the essence of their connection, a bond that feels inevitable, almost fated, yet never explicitly declared. It is the story of two stars whose paths cross in the luminous glow of the spotlight, leaving audiences wondering whether what they witness is carefully crafted acting or something that runs far deeper. This article explores the magnetic connection between Cha Eun-woo and Moon Ga-young, tracing their beginnings, their collaborations, their off-screen rapport, and the undeniable chemistry that makes fans root for them time and again. Cha Eun-woo, often hailed as the face genius of South Korea, has carved a niche as both an idol and actor. With his boyish good looks, soft charisma, and an underlying gentleness, Eun-woo quickly became one of the most recognizable stars of his generation. Moon Ga-young, on the other hand, has been admired for her natural elegance, emotional depth, and strong presence in every role she takes on. Together, they form a striking balance: beauty and warmth, charm and sincerity. When the two were cast in True Beauty, 2020, fans anticipated a visually stunning drama. What they did not expect, however, was a pairing so dynamic and authentic that it felt as though the story had written itself around them. Eun-woo played Lee Soo-ho, a quiet and seemingly aloof character with hidden scars, while Ga-young embodied Lim Joo-kyung, a bubbly yet insecure young woman learning to navigate the pressures of self-image. Their on-screen partnership was more than just another romantic lead equation. It was textured, layered, and deeply compelling. Fans saw how Eun-woo's restraint met Ga-young's warmth, how his subtlety complemented her expressiveness, and how together they created a portrait of love that felt lived in and real. The poetic phrase "moon comes without pledge" symbolizes something quietly inevitable, a presence that doesn't need promises or declarations to feel significant. The moon does not announce itself, nor does it ask for attention. It simply arrives, and the world notices its glow. In many ways, Eun-woo and Ga-young's connection mirrors this truth. Unlike other celebrity pairings fueled by media hype or public appearances, theirs is marked by understated gestures. Eun-woo's respectful attention to Ga-young during interviews, Ga-young's laughter at Eun-woo's rare but sincere jokes, and the comfortable silences that speak louder than words. Fans often replay behind-the-scenes clips where the duo interacts casually. There is no need for grand declarations, just small, authentic moments. Ga-young instinctively reaching out to fix Eun-woo's slightly misplaced microphone. Their glances, lingering just a second longer than necessary, sparking speculation about whether it is still acting or something more. These gestures encapsulate the idea that their connection requires no pledge, no outward confirmation. It simply exists, and in its existence lies its power. Beyond True Beauty, the legacy of their partnership. Though True Beauty was their most iconic collaboration, their partnership extends beyond one drama. Both Eun-woo and Ga-young have had extensive careers before and after, but the shadow of their pairing lingers. Fans see them as an emotional duo, not just because of their visuals but because of the depth they bring out in each other. Consider Eun-woo's usual acting style: subdued, introspective, and careful. Paired with Ga-young, who has an intuitive ability to draw out emotions from her co-stars, his performances gained a new dimension. Their crying scenes in True Beauty, for example, were lauded not only for their technical skill but for the raw vulnerability they seemed to unlock in one another. Even outside the drama, Eun-woo has mentioned in interviews how comfortable he felt working with Ga-young, describing her as a co-star who made it easy to open up emotionally. Meanwhile, Ga-young has often spoken about Eun-woo's professionalism and quiet charm, subtly acknowledging the balance he brought to their partnership. The fact that years after True Beauty, their names continue to be linked in discussions of chemistry and ideal drama pairings proves the lasting impression they made. Their legacy is one of unspoken harmony where both shine individually, yet glow brighter together. One of the fascinating aspects of Eun-woo and Ga-young's dynamic is the public's unrelenting curiosity about their personal lives. Are they simply close colleagues? Or is there something deeper, something the cameras can't quite capture? K-drama fans are no strangers to shipping culture, where actors' on-screen romances fuel speculation about real-life relationships. But with Eunwoo and Ga Young, the curiosity feels different. It is not rooted solely in wishful thinking but in subtle cues, the kind that often hint at genuine affection. Body language. Observers have noted how Eunwoo tends to lean slightly toward Ga Young in group settings, even when others are around. Unscripted moments. During a promotional event, Eunwoo once absent-mindedly echoed Ga Young's words, a sign of comfort and mirroring behavior common in close relationships. Protectiveness. In behind-the-scenes videos, Eunwoo occasionally steps aside to ensure Ga Young is in the spotlight, a quiet yet telling act of consideration. Of course, both actors remain private about their personal lives, respecting not only their boundaries but also their careers. Still, the fascination persists because their bond feels authentic, whether as close friends or something more, it is undeniable. What makes their connection so magnetic is the balance they strike between Eunwoo's quiet charm and Ga Young's radiant warmth. Eunwoo, by nature, is reserved. He often comes across as thoughtful, calculated, and slightly mysterious. Ga Young, meanwhile, carries an openness in her expressions, a certain brightness that draws people in. Together, they create harmony. Ga Young softens Eunwoo's aloofness, while Eunwoo grounds Ga Young's lively energy. It's a balance that feels natural, as though they were meant to complement each other's rhythms. Many fans have described watching them together as calming yet exciting, a paradox that perfectly encapsulates their dynamic. They don't need grand romantic gestures or excessive dramatics. Their chemistry lies in the quiet moments, the kind of understated magic that lingers long after the screen fades to black. The title Moon Comes Without Pledge also resonates symbolically with Ga Young herself. Her surname Moon naturally ties into the metaphor. The moon, with its phases, reflects cycles of vulnerability, growth, and beauty even when hidden. In many ways, Ga Young embodies this symbolism, versatile, radiant, and ever-changing in her roles yet consistently magnetic. When the curtain fell on True Beauty, fans thought they had reached the end of Cha Eunwoo and Moon Ga Young's story together. Yet, like the moon that appears each night without needing to be summoned, their connection seemed to linger in the atmosphere, an unspoken promise that their bond wasn't confined to the boundaries of a drama script. In Part 1, we explored the origins of their partnership, their balanced chemistry, and the symbolism behind the phrase Moon Comes Without Pledge. Now, we dive deeper into the small, unforgettable moments, the imagined possibilities, and the emotional gravity of their connection that makes fans hold on tighter with every passing year. Behind-the-scenes footage has always been a treasure trove for fans. With Eunwoo and Ga Young, these clips often feel like stolen glances into a reality far warmer than fiction. The library scene, while filming the emotional confrontation in True Beauty, cameras captured Eunwoo gently asking Ga Young if she was comfortable with a scene that required close proximity. Ga Young laughed softly and reassured him, "It's fine, you make it easy." That candid exchange wasn't in the script, it was theirs alone, etched forever in fan memories. Press conference comfort. During a live press event, Ga Young nervously adjusted her dress as flashes of cameras surrounded her. Eunwoo, without hesitation, shielded her momentarily with his presence, subtly shifting to block the overwhelming attention. The gesture was brief, but it told volumes about his instinct to protect. Shared laughter. A blooper reel showed Ga Young bursting into uncontrollable laughter after a slip-up. Eunwoo, usually reserved, couldn't hold back his own laughter either, his stoic mask breaking completely. The internet lit up with comments like, "That wasn't Lee Soo-ho and Ju Kyung, that was Eunwoo and Ga Young." These scenes, unscripted, raw, and undeniably human, fed into the idea that their chemistry was more than just professional acting. Actors often talk about how their roles influence their own emotions, but in Eunwoo and Ga Young's case, fans noticed the opposite too, how their natural closeness enriched their acting. Take, for instance, the emotional confession scene in True Beauty. Eunwoo's trembling voice, his barely held tears, and Ga Young's tender gaze didn't feel like simple performance. It felt like two souls momentarily stepping beyond their characters. Viewers couldn't help but wonder, were those emotions fully Soo-ho and Ju Kyung's, Or were Eunwoo and Ga-young allowing parts of their true selves to seep through? This blurred line between fiction and reality is what keeps audiences captivated. It makes the story feel unfinished, as if the next chapter of their partnership might not come from a script but from life itself. The fascination with Eunwoo and Ga-young has inspired countless fan edits, short films, and even fan-written continuations. These What Ifs highlight the desire to see their bond play out in different contexts. What if they starred in a melodrama? Fans imagine Eunwoo as the stoic heir torn by duty and Ga-young as the resilient woman who melts his icy exterior. Their silent gazes across rain-soaked windows could break even the hardest heart. What if they reunited in a romantic comedy? Ga-young's comedic timing paired with Eunwoo's dry wit could create a fresh dynamic where their teasing banter becomes the highlight of the show. What if they acted as lifelong friends to lovers? A story mirroring their real-life rapport, where years of friendship bloom into an inevitable love, would feel almost autobiographical. These imagined scenarios prove one thing: their chemistry is versatile. It's not limited to a single genre or drama, it thrives wherever they are placed together. Part 1 emphasized the significance of the moon as a metaphor. In continuation, it's worth noting how fans have expanded this symbolism into their narrative of Eunwoo and Ga-young. Some liken Eunwoo to the night sky, vast, mysterious, sometimes quiet, but always present. Ga-young becomes the moon, bright, warm, and capable of drawing light into the darkest corners. Together, they form a cosmic pair, the sky incomplete without its moon, and the moon needing the sky to shine. This metaphor deepens the sense that their bond feels destined, beyond the realm of coincidence. It paints them as two forces drawn together by nature itself. So why, years after True Beauty, do people continue to root for them? Why hasn't their glow dimmed like many other fleeting K-drama pairings? The answer lies in their authenticity. Unlike overmanufactured PR couples, Eunwoo and Ga-young's closeness feels unforced. They don't parade exaggerated affection, instead, they let the world notice the small, genuine gestures. Moreover, they represent balance, an almost yin-yang relationship where one's quietude amplifies the other's warmth. Fans see in them not just romance, but harmony. A duo that doesn't just look good together but feels right together. To truly capture the longing fans hold, imagine this. Years after True Beauty, Eunwoo and Ga-young reunite for a new project. The cameras roll, but for a moment, time seems to pause. He glances at her with that familiar gentleness, and she meets his eyes with the same radiant smile. Their hands brush accidentally, but neither pulls away immediately. In that brief second, everyone watching, crew, fans, and even themselves, knows it. The magic has never faded. The moon has once again arrived without needing to be pledged. Moon comes without pledge is not just a poetic metaphor, it is a prophecy fulfilled in every interaction between Cha Eunwoo and Moon Ga-young. Their story is not confined to the roles they played or the interviews they shared. It exists in the silences, the glances, the laughter, and the ease that needs no explanation.